What's up, everyone? This is Dave with 15 for Coffee, business English for international professionals. Basically, anyone out there that's learning or using English as a second, third, or fourth language to make more money, access better markets, and overall have more success internationally and live a better lifestyle. I say business English for international superstars. So if that's you, you're a superstar. Today, we're going to talk about email writing. And email writing has a lot to do with copywriting. So if you haven't watched the copywriting video, check out the videos on my list and watch our copywriting video to get a good introduction to what copywriting is and how powerful it is in business and just in life in general. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. We always talk about the opportunities out there, and if you're already using English in this kind of with this specific goal, you probably already understand the benefits and why you're using it. Because honestly, you can just make a lot more money. I think this is the most powerful chart. This is the internet. 52% of the internet's in English. So let's say you're a Spanish speaker. You add in English, you start using English, you 10 times your reach. The internet includes social media, markets, job postings, remote work, all sorts of things that you can look at. Also, the United States is making the visa requirement a little easier for anyone with a college degree as well as a job offer. The visa requirements are getting easier, which is a good sign. It's showing that the U.S. which is the largest economy in the world, that is actually actively trying to attract new talent. So great opportunities. It just confirms really what's happening in the bigger picture is that when you can add English to your repertoire, to your job skill, you're just going to increase your ability to make more money and find better opportunities. And I always say this is that this isn't about who has the highest English grammar or the best accent. That's not what really matters. What really matters is how do you use it to connect with other people. I could have a lower level of English. Let me just show you a chart here so we have a little visual of this. If I can find, when I find it, where are you, bro? Here, it's right here. Jeez Louise. So I could have a high, I could be like a C2 level, which is the highest level of fluency in English. I could have a C2 level, but I could have low results. And that's because I might have a good vocabulary, I might have good pronunciation, but when I am in front of people, I struggle with connecting with them. I'm not really understanding what's important to them, so I can then bridge the gap between my solutions. As opposed, I could have a lower level of English and have better results simply because I'm more effective with what I have. I know how to use it. I know how to connect with people. So that's a big part of this is that we're going to work on ways that we can move the dial, have a bigger impact in our business English by understanding certain ideas and then also adding in better vocabulary, better grammar. But what's going to make the biggest difference is how you use what you have, not what you have. So we're going to go on an email. I'm going to give you guys an example, and we're going to show you how to write something like this on your own. And if you have any questions on this, feel free to comment. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. That's only if you're someone who is really focused on using English to advance your career or to maybe get that promotion. Maybe you're a Spanish speaker and you work at a U.S. business like Amazon and you want to get a promotion. Well, you can outperform those native English speakers by having a better communication skill and also being able to influence other people and get better work done. So we're going to use a sample email here to demonstrate how this works. And I'll go through each piece of the email. And basically what we're using here is a follow-up email or a request email. Excuse me. I'm an operations manager. I'm calling out another operations manager at another company. Her name is Rosa. And I'm just going to say, hi, Rosa. This is just an introduction, really simple. Hi, apostrophe Rosa. I want to say something nice. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Everything is great here in Monterrey. Okay, so I'm just saying a little bit about. I hope you're having a good day. Where I'm at, so there's a little context. Maybe she's been to Monterrey. Maybe she knows someone from Monterrey. And then the second line here is I'm saying, or the third line, I'm giving the reason for the email. I'm being very clear. The reason for the email is to see if you're flexible on our meeting time. Now, notice how I didn't say, will you change the meeting? I said, are you flexible on the meeting time? Now, what I'm doing is appealing to her better nature. I'm not just asking her for a request, but I'm saying, hey, are you flexible? Are you a flexible person? And they're probably going to want to answer yes to that. Yes, I am a flexible person. I'm also giving a reason for the request right up front. And this is really important. If you've ever read Robert Cialdini's book, Influence, which I highly recommend if you're in sales or copywriting, they talk about a test that they did at a public library where people used to make copies. And a copy machine is this big box that you put the piece of paper on and it makes a copy for you. And people used to make copies a lot. And there would be lines for the copy machine. And what they did was they had a test, and they had someone come up when there was a line, and they would ask someone near the front of the line, hey, can I jump in line? Can I cut in line here, to see what kind of response they had. And this is the results they found in this test, was that when someone went up and said, hey, can I cut in line? Can I cut? About half of the people said yes, and the other half said no. It was like 50%. Now they sent someone up there when there was a line, and they said, hey, can I cut in line? I need to make copies. There was like a 90 or 80%, 90% acceptance rate, meaning that about 80 to 90% of the people said yes. So then they decided, well, okay, when there was no reason, more people said no. When there was a reason, more people said yes. So they said, what if we gave a more specific reason? So they sent someone up and said, hey, can I cut in line? I need to make copies. I'm running late. And the results were about the same. And what it showed them was that the human mind desires a reason for something. Whether that's a good reason or a bad reason, or it's a specific reason or a vague reason, our brain is looking for some type of solution or the missing pieces. So when you can give the context and the reason for the request up front, it makes it a lot easier for that person to say yes to you, okay? So that's really important to keep in mind, is providing the reason why you're asking them something, letting them know. And also, it's really good to have a benefit in here. I could even add in here is to see if we're flexible. There are a few details I need to collect before our meeting next week so that we can make the best time out of it, or we could have the best use of our time. So it's a benefit that we both have, right? So then finally, I give the actual request. Would it be possible to move the meeting to later in the afternoon? Again, so I'm being really specific. Can we move it later in the afternoon? I'm not saying can we move it to the next day. Just, I need a little bit more time. I appreciate your time, attention, and flexibility. So I'm also, again, appealing to their better nature. I appreciate your time, attention, and flexibility. You could also consider this an assumptive close. I'm assuming they're going to say yes because they are attentive, they are flexible, and they want to appear that way as well to others. Thank you so much, Dave, Operations Manager. So they know exactly who I am, and I'm saying thanks. So this is a really short email. I could probably write this again a couple times, and that reminds me of a really interesting quote by Mark Twain. And he says, I could have written a shorter letter had I more time. I could have written a shorter letter had I more time. Think about that. Anyone can just throw words on a piece of paper or throw an email together. But it does take more time and more attention and more thought to write an email that is effective, it's efficient, it's influential, it's clear, it's simple. There's a lot of things that go in there. But if you can understand the principles behind it and the format, it's going to make it a lot easier and a lot quicker for you to have a more effective email in less time, which means you're going to get a better response from your recipient. And hopefully Rosa here is going to say, yes, Dave, of course I can move it to later this afternoon. And that's great because I just need a little bit more time to gather some information so that we can make the best use of our time together in the meeting. So this is email writing. If you want more information on this, leave a comment. We're also going to get into more on copywriting in the future. So if you like this type of content, subscribe and like, and keep following along. We're going to talk a little bit more about the science of sales in our next video and tracking and things like that. But again, I want to remind you guys that, and not guys, I remind everybody, is that English and communication and sales isn't about who has the highest level of English. Don't focus on your perceived weaknesses. Try to understand how people think, how to communicate better, and how to share your ideas in a way that offers collaboration so that you can get better results with the people that you partner with. So my name's Dave. I hope you enjoyed the video. Go ahead and subscribe and like if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.